What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about iPadOS 15 which will be announced on WWDC 2021 on June 7th. So we are just very close and today is like June 2nd. So we're gonna talk about some of the rumored features as well as wish list some features which are actually necessary for making this a much more like a computer replacement. So first of all, let's start with some minor changes. So some of the minor changes that for iPad OS or in iOS in general they're talking about is you know new new and better dark mode, which I don't know how well it's gonna utilized on a LCD panel like this one. But then there is also reports about something like a better lock screen also. So that's something, better lock screen as well as a much more better notification system. So those are things like gonna be on iOS as well as iPad OS. So talking about the iPad OS, one of the major feature or one of the major thing which I need to see is obviously a redesigned file system or files app. Like, Apple just calls this a computer. If Apple really thinks people should use it as their main computer, I feel they need to do a lot of work when it comes to the file system of this device. Especially when it comes to iPad OS, it's almost similar to iOS, and it's not like something like a Windows or a Mac OS where you have a much better coordination between the connected hard drive as well as the system. So Apple needs to actually easen up those things and give us something like, while moving files, give us some status bar indicating how much percentage of the file is moved out or into the device. That would be a great opportunity. Like, they can actually do it, but I don't know, let's see. Next, like talking about the things, is obviously the home screen redesign. So home screen redesign, like there is already a lot of rumors like we are gonna be able to replace these widgets over here and all those things. So that's something we can cross our fingers and wait for. And I'll show you some concepts of those things. See, so this is already I took this from actually a video from YouTube. So I'll leave a link to the video. Like, it's an awesome video, you guys have to check it out obviously. So we can keep the widgets anywhere, as you can see from the concept art, as well as we can also keep folders. Like, this would be a great option actually. Like, you don't have to go into the files app then find the thing and then do, like, especially if you're like editing on LumaFusion and all, you can just keep that LumaFusion folder on your like desktop, no like home screen. Yeah, obviously home screen. So that would be a great option. Then another thing is obviously for me is support for iOS apps. Like, iOS apps as of now, they are just blown up apps, as you can see from the Instagram. So as you can see from the Instagram, that it's just a blown up app, it's not like a completely usable thing. So I think so they should actually give some windows or something like a floating window kind of experience. That would be a much better experience. Again, if I just close this and go into the photos app, and if I try to bring it up like a floating window app, it doesn't work. It just goes completely full screen, which is not actually something great. So I think so they should give a native support for the iOS apps. That would be a great option, and Apple can easily do it, but let's see how that also ends up. Then talking about things like pro apps. So talking about the pro apps, I don't know how I feel about it, because there's already things like you know the LumaFusion, which is actually a replacement for the Final Cut Pro on Mac. So I don't know how they're gonna differentiate it, even if they bring it up. So let's see how it's gonna happen. Like, there is already a lot of rumors that Pro apps are going to come, and already with the M1 iPads which have 8 and 16 GB of RAM, there's a much bigger possibility that it could come, but we don't know. The next big thing is obviously Xcode for the iPad. So Xcode is actually an app that is used for actually developing the apps on the Play Store. So most of the people, like the app developers, have to buy a Mac to actually use Xcode. But if they actually end up using this Xcode for iPad, then people can just buy something like an iPad Air or even iPad Pros from the later generation and just use Xcode on those to create apps for like all the devices like iPhones, iPads, as well as Macs. So that would be a great option for developers. Next, talking about the widgets. So widgets on the iOS as well as iPad OS is kind of incomplete as of now. Like for example, I'll show you guys. This is task widgets of this Microsoft To Do. So if I want to add something, when I just click on the plus, it just opens up the app, which is not something a widget should do. Like we need much more interactive widget, which would be a much better option than to have something like this. So that would be something which would be grateful and would be much more like, instead of just getting directly into the app, you can just go here and type in the thing, whatever you want to type, and just leave the thing. But that would be a great thing, and it would actually save a lot of time also. So that's something we are gonna see most probably. Next, talking about interactive widgets, other things would be like multi-user support. Like most of the people buying these kind of devices actually are paying a lot of premium price. So if they have like two kids or something, like they could just buy an iPad Air and they could just give it to two people, and they both can share with each other, like for purposes like studies, online studies, and all those things. That would be a great option actually. So multi-user support would be a great thing. So all these are actually rumors, like nothing is confirmed unless and until Apple comes on the stage and just gives us the final features and products. Next obviously is a Redesign control center. So the Redesign control center is gonna look almost similar to something on a Mac OS. So they're actually trying to unify iOS, iPadOS, as well as the Mac OS together, so that it feels like a consistent experience when you're just moving along with the devices. There's a high chance that it is gonna end up almost similar to this one. So that's it guys for this video. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, do really subscribe to the channel, as well as like the video and share.